What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the See You Offer YouTube channel for one last time at Brunton Park in League One for now. Carlisle United 1, Wycombe 3. Another defeat at home, which means we have only won one home game on a Saturday this season. That was against Shrewsbury. Of course, we won them two against Port Vale and Burton, but they were mid-week games. And it was your normal standard Carlisle United game, to be honest. This review is not going to be any different than the last sort of 12 reviews this season, really. A case of just not being good enough. And we made Wycombe look like a really good team when they were average, to be honest. But again, as I've said many times this season, you can be average when your opponent is dreadful. And unfortunately, again, we were dreadful. And a 3-1 defeat. We deserved to lose. To be honest, we didn't create too many. I know we had 11 shots, but it didn't feel like we had too many sort of critical opportunities to really get at Wycombe and get into them or anything like that. Some questionable defending as well, which obviously we'll get into in a little bit. But the game started in the sort of first 10 minutes. I do genuinely mean just like the first 10 minutes. You know, I'm not saying we were like this for the entire game, but we started off quite direct. We looked like we had a bit of freedom. There was nothing to play for. We just wanted to go for it. And we were quite direct going forward. You know, Luke Armstrong, Georgie Kelly, the likes of them. However, that quickly sort of ended. The thing that I've noticed with Carlisle at the minute, we do the first thing good, and then nothing follows that. There's no sort of product that follows the first action of play. But anyway, corner came in the 13th minute, or 15th minute, sorry, and it went straight over the head of Harry Lewis, headed back down, and then McCleary is there to tap the ball in to make it 1-0. And you just sort of side, really, because what else is there to do at this point when you concede and rubbish goal after rubbish goal week on week? And it was just a bit of a here we go again type moment. But I give Wycombe the lead, and then into the later on in the first half, Alfie McCarmont did equalise. It was a John Mellish cross which was half cleared, and it fell to Alfie McCarmont, who struck it into the bottom corner. Great finish from Alfie, to be fair. And as well, to be fair, a decent performance from Alfie McCarmont. Obviously, he's had a bit of criticism over the last few weeks. But he had a decent performance in the game. But then going into the second half in the 49th minute, and I mean, you'll have all seen it already. If you haven't, I will be very, very surprised if you haven't seen it. Obviously, this video is coming out on Monday. I did originally actually make this video on Saturday, but the audio and everything just didn't fancy working when it came to actually putting the video together. So unfortunately, I've had to re-record this for the second time, so it will now be coming out with Monday as you watch this. But if you haven't seen it, I will be very surprised. And honestly, every time I see it, I just laugh. It is pathetic. It is, honest to God, it is the funniest thing you'll see this season. We generally could put together a worst defensive compilation of the last sort of what's been generally probably we probably have 4 or 5 that could go into a top 10 worst defending compilation of the last 10 years. And that's how many errors we've had defensively. And this one tops the bunch. Obviously, we had there was one at Cheltenham with Thomas Hawley where he pushed it out. We've had a couple with Harry Lewis. Thinking back to last season, Huntington's own goal against Harrogate, where he went to play the back pass and he just went into the back of the net. But this one tops them all. It is brilliant viewing, honestly. It's at the point where, you know, our season means nothing, so you might as well get a laugh out of it. But, oh, it's unbelievable. The honest word of it is unbelievable. If I was describing this to you and you hadn't seen it, you wouldn't believe me. Genuinely, you wouldn't believe me. Now, I don't always like being super, super critical of players or anything like that. You know, it's, I support the players, I support the club and everything, but sometimes you just have to wonder. You really do. Now, myself, I'm not the best footballer. I fully understand my limitations as a footballer, but I've coached from under 13s to an under 18s team. I've refereed for 7 seasons now. That's like under 7s all the way up to open age, Sunday League and stuff. I've worked in primary schools as a sports coach and took PE lessons. We've played football, we've been to football tournaments, and I have never seen anything as bad as this. And this was a 3rd division game of English football. This is the 3rd tier. It's not the National League South, it's not the National League North. It's not the Isthmian Super League or whatever like that. No, this is the 3rd. This is League One, the 3rd tier of English football. And you're wondering, go on then, describe it. I'll describe it. Jack Armour has cleared the ball. It has bounced off a Wycombe man. It has fell to Sam Lavelle. Sam Lavelle is facing the goal. And then corner just tackles him. And it goes in. Literally. Tackles him. It's a tackle. He just sticks the foot round Sam Lavelle and tackles him and it goes in. It is hilarious viewing. It genuinely is. It is superb. It is superb. But just clear the ball. Like, in all actual honesty, just put the ball anywhere. Just anywhere. Put it out for the corner. Kick it into the Warwick. Kick it into to the paddock. Just do anything with it. Don't stand there. Just get rid of it. In whatever means possible. Just clear it. But no, it gets tackled and it goes in the back of the net. And that's 2-1, and I just laughed. I laughed at the time. I've laughed every single time I've watched it back. It's brilliant. Honestly, it is brilliant. And then later on in the game, when McCleary got his second of the play, to be fair, it was a nicely worked move from Wycombe. You maybe argue that we could have stopped the cross or put a bit more pressure on McCleary in the middle, but a good header and a good finish to make it 3-1 and to finish the game and to finish our home season with a defeat. Only fitting really when you think about it. But as you can see the stats on your screen, 50-50 possession, 11 shots to 16, 4 on target to 3 on target. And yeah, good numbers to be fair, over 6,000 Cumbrians, which is great to see, especially with everything that we've had to watch this season. Wycombe bringing just under 300, but nothing to play for. Last away game of the season, I believe, for them, and of course it being quite a trek up to the north, up to Carlisle. But just another poor game to be perfectly honest. And just another thing that I sort of had, I don't mean I had to word it, but the club were very they're very promoting it on socials that we were going to have a lap of applause at the end of the game where the players would thank the fans and stuff for the support this season. Paul Simpson did, Simo's son did, and a couple of members of the backroom staff as well. Thomas Hawley obviously took in the atmosphere. That was a clear goodbye. The wave and stuff. He looked like he was in tears in the video as well. He looked emotional, but the wave and the goodbye, that was a goodbye from Thomas Hawley, and fair play to Thomas Hawley. Let's just be let's be fair. He's had a rough time of it, and I wish him all the best and everything. But Dylan McGeoch as well. To be fair, he was coming on and giving everyone a clap. But everybody else, it was sort of like just the same as any other game would be, where they clap the fans at the end of the game and then go down the tunnel. John Mellish as well. To be fair, actually, when I think about it, he obviously come with his son. Was walking around with his son, but out of however many people were at the game and however many people in the backroom staff and everything, you've got 3, 4, 5 maybe that have actually did the lap of applause for the fans. Now, if you just don't advertise you're going to do it, great, don't do it. But if you're going to advertise you're going to do it, get behind it and do it. Do you know what I mean? It just seems half-arsed, to be honest, in my opinion. And I just think that all the support that the players, the fans have given the players this season, it would have been nice to have a bit more of something back But that's just my opinion. I don't know what anybody else thinks about that. Let me know in the comments down below. But Carlisle, as I say, another home defeat, then a 3-1 home defeat at the hands of Wycombe. Next game is Derby at Pride Park. It will be the final game of the season, where we will see our fate sealed to League Two. But I'm sure there will be a great relegation party for all involved. So safe travels down to Derby, everybody. Thank you so much for your support this season. I've been CU04, and I'll see you in the next one.
Number 10, Alfred Lookout.